To record. Right, welcome, guys. Hope everybody is good. Hope everybody is good. So, right, let's have a little look at obviously what is, happening, how we've been getting on, where's the dollar. I'm gonna, just put it out there this week. I've been it's not been like a crazy week profit wise. I mean, I'll get my journal up here. It's not been a crazy week profit wise. This has been our week. No trades on Tuesday. Um, but I've actually really enjoyed it. Strangely enough, I've really enjoyed it. We've been in very little drawdown. All right, here we obviously were, but even this wasn't even that bad. Nothing's been like horrible. It's been quite chilled, and I've actually enjoyed this week here. I mean, if we go to the bottom one, I've enjoyed so far this week here more than I have, for example, like last week where we, smashed it. Yeah, just something strange about it. It's just been, nice, nice and controlled. So right, let's have a look at what is happening. So, what have we got here? We've got an interesting one with obviously the straight, the hom I always say it wrong, Homer's straight. Um Yesterday where China just cruised. I love that. China just cruised a battleship full of oil straight through. Like there we go. I'm not messing about. I'm taking this all to China. The US just watched. Um, Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? There's a part of me that's a little bit scared. A little bit scared about China coming in and being quite open. There was a report about their views on Israel, which I kind of agree with. But obviously, it isn't our job to, worry about what we agree and what we don't. It's just our job to interpret it as best we can and capitalize on it. So that is what our main job is here. So yeah, let's wait and see, and then obviously we can play it from there. But dollar, starting to tank. We've obviously got high hopes that they're, of de-escalation. That's not changing, all right? That's still our view. Dollar's still trending to the downside. There is ticks all around for dollar going to the downside here. Your only tick for dollar going to the upside is that it's bouncing off 98. Like what sort of a reason to we're grown adults here, and what sort of a reason is it to take a trade because of that? All right. So let's, stick to our plan. Trade like like we're adults, like we, understand, and obviously appreciate, yeah, if we get it wrong, it's not the end of the world, but obviously at least we've got a reason why. I did dinner one-to-one yesterday morning, and it was all about making sure there's always a reason why you can get it wrong, even if you're a scalper. This particular person scalped gold, but I was mentioning that, if you know the right way you should go, even if you want to sell into that zone, there'll be a reason why. Always have a reason why. So that's obviously what's important. Yield's still holding. All right. So this is what's making the market a bit slow. This week's not been the best week to trade. However, I have thoroughly enjoyed it 'cause it's been very, very, very slow. Um, but obviously, yields aren't where the dollar is. If yields were following the dollar, they'd be down here. So they're not. There's part of them which is holding, and obviously that's what's kept us out of yen this morning. I'm not confident on it. It's yen doesn't know where it's going. It's just one great big yo-yo from top to bottom here. Horrible, horrible, horrible price action. I'd much rather it was like this. That was beautiful, but this is horrible. So let's wait and see. We've got, comments from every single bank representative across the globe, being that, everyone's positive. They've got to stay positive. Everyone's in the same boat here. So obviously optimism across the board is pretty high, but are they just playing the game? We've had some good data for the pound this morning. We'll go into GBP USD in a bit. We've got inflation data for euro at 10. Everyone's inflation's going to be, a little bit higher, I think. So let's wait and see. And then we got jobs data yesterday for the dollar. So 130 will be coming out hot again. And hopefully we'll, yeah, have a good day today. That's the plan anyway. So yeah, all we have to be looking out for really is Euro CPI data, and then this US got Philadelphia manufacturing. We've got, which is always going to be down. All manufacturing is going to be down because of oil prices. But obviously, we've got jobless claims, employment, jobless claims. So yeah, those are the important ones. So 1:30, that'll be when our afternoon starts. Right, let's go from the top. GBP USD. I couldn't put this any more aggressive. Sorry, team, but it is what it is. We've played this week so well. I've been really, really happy. But obviously, I couldn't put this any more aggressive. I was hoping it was going to trigger, but obviously, yeah, hasn't triggered here. So it still could, but obviously, hasn't triggered yet. Just expect a little push. I'm not, if you've noticed, I haven't pushed anything too far. We got quite small stops. We had this massive run up here, and not a lot has happened since, So, but we're due something. Are we going to come down and test into this area before we pump higher, or are we going to just continue straight higher? Who knows? One thing that's obviously, probably odds on is that we'll come up and test just a little bit higher here. So that's why our TP is where it is. Got euro, very, very similar. I would like this to trigger. We're very, very close. Just want that drop. And then obviously, again, just taking this a little bit higher, not trying to push it too hard. Aussie, not my favorite trade, but it's one I've printed. Again, it's not even been trending. It's just been zooming up. So that was about as tight as I could get it. Like I mentioned, oh, that was horrible. Like I mentioned, not very good advert that. We obviously want to, everyone doesn't, the first thing I ask everyone when you click on a chart is what's the first thing to think of? And it's always, am I going to buy it? Am I going to sell? Watch, if you haven't watched yesterday's video, watch it. I gave away a bit too much. I've still got a cold. I don't know if I had too much ibuprofen yesterday morning, but I gave away a lot. So make sure you watch it. But yeah, you always want to know the direction. You're going to take it before you even hop on the chart, because it saves confusion. Gold, pretty perfect. We've been on gold this week, been on point. Even the gold copy has been flying. But yeah, we've been absolutely on gold. So yeah, really, really happy with that. This is the gold copier here. As you can see, this was up till 14th. So I haven't even done yesterday either. So it was 10.5% on the 14th. This is my FX, but you can see everything here. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it up. So let's go. Let's go. But so gold here, happy. So yeah, let's wait and see. I'm just want this again. Gold's been pumping. I wouldn't say it's not, or it's been trending, but it's still a bit all over the place. So this was about as aggressive as I wanted to take it. I would like to at least have this area here hit, if I'm honest, but we'll wait and see. I can't sell it right now. And then USDJPY, like I said, we stayed out of, for obvious reasons. It's just a bit messy. Right, let's go to the questions. Does anyone have any questions? Does anyone have any questions? HT Orange Toddler is taco. I don't understand that. Is that a code word? Does anyone have any questions? Oh, Orange Toddler is taco. Trump. Okay. Yep, yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna set it all up, and then yes, we'll then share the my effects book link on the gold copy. Do not worry about that. All-time high. What's that mean for gold? The Dow at all-time high. What's that mean for gold? Nothing yet. Everyone, Trump always chickens out. Yeah, yeah. Oh, taco. Okay, thank you. He does. Um he's just he yeah, I just don't know what is going through his head. The whole world, he's gone from being a powerhouse with all these tariffs to looking like an absolute idiot. Yeah, it's not great, I don't think it means he also thinks he's Jesus. Yeah, I think thinks he's a lot of things, but he's definitely not Jesus. There's lots of things. Someone asked me where's gold heading. We're not going to know where anything's heading until Tuesday. All right, Tuesday's the two week ceasefire is up. And obviously that is when it doesn't matter where the Dow Jones is, doesn't matter where anything is. Um, you know, so we've got to just wait until Tuesday. That'll be when we'll kind of have some kind of progress. I liked that China just gave a big two fingers up and just did what they did. And I think the whole world is actually strangely with Iran here. Strange but true. So apart from Israel and the US, so I don't think anyone has coupled up. I might be wrong. I've stopped looking into it. I'm kind of over it. It's irritating. That obviously, the kind of era that we're in, and we're still, still, it's just been a very, very strange time. But right, do we have a look for MSS on lower time frame for from point of interest before entry? I don't trade ICT. I don't like it. Um, I think there's some bits of it which are great, but some bits aren't. I think you could simplify it, all right? Because you know, in a basis, the more obviously macros you understand, the better. But obviously that can take time. So obviously, like I've made up, it's in my course, your checklist. If you know the direction, it's very, very easy. I'm not looking for anything special. I'm not looking for anything, magical. If we were, like I'd said, we know the direction. We're going to trade against the dollar. So, for example, USD CAD. CAD's not a great example actually because CAD is coupled up with oil. So let's go for NZD. All right. So if we were going to trade against the dollar, we're on a 2 hour. All we're doing here is we're just highlighting first of all points of aggression. How aggressive do we want to be? How aggressive do I want to be this morning? So probably be 3 points of aggression here, right? Be these points here. All right. What I normally do is I normally then go in between them. So I'd go in between them. So I'd do something like this, potentially something like that. That's what I might do. So that would be something similar to what I would do, but obviously you can judge however aggressive you want to be. All right. So it might be say 5.950. 5.850. All right. So it might be something like this. Yeah. All right. So it's something like this. And then obviously we'll ju judge it from, right, where we're going to put, stops. Obviously, stops here could be quite tight. And then we don't want to push it too hard because, we'll be happy with a 1 to 2 potentially. All right. So that's a rough idea of obviously how we do it, as long as you know the direction that you're going to take it. You have to you've got to, you've always got to know the direction. Then it's up to you to choose how aggressive you want to be. And there's lots of things You couple up. Is it going to move that far? Am I being realistic, etc.? So yeah, that's but basically in a nutshell how it works. Question on the trading video. Do you have a set profit loss for each time for each pair? No. You've got to have a stop loss on a change of trend. All right. If your stop loss isn't a change of trend, you're in, no man's land. You want to be invalidated. All right. So for example, this one here, even if it goes down here, right, we still want it to go. Lots of guys might have their stop losses here. What's the point? All right. You want your stop loss. So if that's the last, higher low here, if trend breaks it and changes, you can't do anything about that. When trend changes, you can't do anything about it. But obviously, at least have stop loss in the right place. Um, what time frame are you looking at on gold? I just go for the 2 hour. I'd simplify everything. I simplify everything. I keep it nice and easy on this particular strategy. On the copier, it's a lot lower. It'll be 5 minutes, 1 minute. We've got all our zones marked out. And obviously we just work off of those, zones for London and off of those zones for US. So yeah. Um, what other factors determine whether you close other than hitting basket target? That's a good question, actually. So, depending on like speed, so for example, if markets aren't, moving much, then I might close out. Or if they've, moved a lot and they're starting to retrace, I might close out. Certain times I'm looking to come out anyway. So in the afternoon, it might be like 4 p.m. In the morning, it might be like 11, 12. Morning, I'm more likely to let a trade run. Afternoon, I'm more likely to get to like, yeah, probably four and be thinking, you know what, I'm done. But obviously, markets have been hard this week. Not a lot's been happening between 1:30 and 3. So everything's been happening afterwards. So yeah, it's definitely been quite interesting. So yeah, but no, I'm going to end it here. We're going to smash it again. I'm sure about it. I've got gold running at the moment, so still running. So pretty happy with that. It's nice and blue. That's what we like to see. Appreciate you all. I do have a 1-to-1 at 2 p.m. I had someone drop out, so if you do, or that they've just moved it over. So if anyone wants a 1-to-1 at 2 p.m., message me, and also please like, subscribe, and comment on the YouTube videos. I really, really appreciate it. There's always value in all of them. So if you're ever stuck, just watch one because I do tend to waffle on. So yeah, have a great day, guys, and yeah, I'll keep you updated. Let's go.